$1 supply. Sometimes what I say...
We want to help Duff out and help Neil out, so we're out of here a little bit early for him. QM Sports Time. Don't say we never gave you anything, Neil. It's 9:59.
But guess what? Unlike you, Joe, we got the spot scratched out. Nice going, Neil.
Oh!
Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami Fort Lauderdale presents the Neil
How could a guy that was a jock be so
impotent,
you know?
Call 567-0560 toll free for Dade and Broward, or pound 560 on your cell phone.
Somebody your own
the
size,
opinions
okay?
of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
This motherfucking place is just a fucking joke.
Dear penis, I don't think I like you anymore. You used to watch me shave. Now all you do is stare at the floor. Oh, dear penis, I don't like you anymore.
No.
It used to be you and me, a paper towel and a dirty magazine. That's all we needed to get by. Now it seems things have changed, and I think that you're the one to blame, dear penis. I don't like you anymore. No. Dear Rodney, I don't think I'd like you anymore. 'Cause when you get to drinking, you put me places I've never been before. Dear Rodney, I don't like you anymore. Why can't we just get a grip on our man-to-hand relationship? Come to terms with truly how we feel. If we put our heads together, we just stay home forever, dear penis. I think I like you after all. Oh, and Rodney, while you're shaving, shave my balls.
All right, 10:01 at 560 WQAM.
This motherfucking place is just a fucking joke.
Amen. See, I hate to break the news to Joe Rose, but, you know, Joe being the ex-jockey, he portrays himself, you know, with this image, like most ex-jocks, as being Mr. Macho, Mr. Manly, et cetera, and so on. But unlike Joe, number one, I didn't go screaming and yelling to a guy that basically has got nothing to do with this. I went to our program director. I said, get off your duff. And so he got in touch with the water Nazi, who, of course, is our traffic lady, and we got it straightened out without screaming, without yelling, without getting suspended. How do you like that? Without even getting suspended, Joe. Yeah, we got those extra spots scratched off because we can't do like 11 minutes of spots in a 15-minute period or whatever they were trying to stick in there, you know, because that goes back to Screw Ann again, our sales manager, Screw Ann. And what did I tell her that one day? I says, if it was up to you, you'd run 50 minutes in an hour if I let you get away with it. And she said, uh-huh. Sure they would. Because you got to understand, no matter how. See, this is just what I said when we were at ID. We could sell every minute of every day. Forget about any programming, which would sure cut down on salaries. We could cut down, sell every minute of every day, and we still would be losing money because we got to pay those $7 million a year to for the broadcast rights because Greg's got a hobby. It's like paying for somebody who's got a drug habit, a booze habit, a drug habit. He's got a sports habit. Like some nuns have a habit. We work for a guy. He's got a habit. He's got a nasty habit. And that's sports nerds, ball games, the Marlins, which we got a Marlin game today. How do you like that?
Boy.
You like it?
No.
Some of you probably do. Expos and the Marlins. There you go, another biggie. They said 9,000 and some yesterday. If there's anybody who was at the game yesterday, can we get a real count on how many people were actually there? Because if my memory serves correct, we actually had a pretty nice day yesterday. Didn't rain anywhere, did it?
No.
No, it was actually a pretty decent day yesterday. Marlins lost 5-3 last night. And 12:30, we got the pregame. 1 o'clock, the Expos and the Marlins close out their series, the Toilet Bowl. Anybody in this audience was there yesterday, call us immediately, if not sooner, and let us know how many people really were at the ball game last night. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. So Hank will be on after the game at about 4:15, it says here. And then 5 to 6, we got Beano Cook with Hank. Why do we have that? Huh? Why does he do that? Is there any special reason why we do that we have Bino? Hurricane Hotline at 6. Oh, no. Do you know who we have at 8 o'clock tonight? Have you taken a look at the schedule?
Joe Zagacki.
Oh, my God. 8 to 10 o'clock tonight. Ed Kaplan's got to follow
Joe Zagacki
tonight, and I bet you he's not going to be too happy about that. He'd probably rather follow a Marlin game. Look at this. We don't have one person in this audience that was at the Marlin game last night. Not one. To give us a spy report, because there was probably nobody there. Maybe we can have John Henry. You know, I would swear last weekend I saw John Henry on Yonge Street in downtown Toronto with a tin cup. Spare some change, mister? I swear that was him. Real frumpy-looking guy, Yeah, that was probably one of them. WQAM, Marlin line.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I finally figured out what your problem was.
Oh, okay, good. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. What?
You know who that was, right?
I know who it was. Was that the Screw You, Neil guy?
No, that was Andy.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, it was
Oh,
not.
it sounded just
You're getting tone deaf now.
What?
WQAM.
Yeah, Neil.
Let him go. Yes, sir.
I went to Sesame Street Live last night. I guarantee you there was 50 times more people there than there was at the Marlins game.
Uh-huh.
And it was probably more entertaining.
We can't find one person who was at the Marlin game last night to give us a spy report.
Thank God.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
By the way, I should have asked him if he was psyched for that game coming up this afternoon. By the way, I heard, why are you answering those? Don't do that. I heard a spy report. I was listening to Hank yesterday, and he said I was going to the track last night, and he said we had a call from John Henry earlier. And he said, you know, John Henry's problem is he's too nice of a guy. And the way, and I didn't hear the interview or the phone call or whatever went down here on his station yesterday, but I got the distinct feeling that there was a little bit of a suck-up job that went on there. I hope I'm wrong, because I know Hank's been ripping him an ass just like I've been all the time, and I certainly hope that when John Henry called in on the air on Hank's show, that Hank didn't, do a Larry King on him, suck around too much. Here's a mobile in Sunrise. Hello.
There's no fags in the church.
See, you put that one on hold, and he still had no material. This is amazing. This is astonishing. Not one person in this audience was at the Marlin game. And here we're preempting. Prime time, middle of the day, we got to scratch out spots. See, we're not only losing money on the broadcast fees, but also on the chunk of the daytime that these games are taking out, like 2 days ago, like Tuesday, when we had that big doubleheader. You know, the day that 91 people were there by actual count by the owner of the team, and 8 of them were professional scouts. WQAM. WQAM, Marlin Hotline.
Yeah, I was at the game.
You were at the game?
Yep.
And?
I was working, so I can't tell you, but there was maybe 1,200, maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Counting all you concession people?
I wasn't concession, but a TV type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe at the beginning of the game, maybe 800-900. By the middle of the game, maybe 12-13.
They came streaming in like 2 at a time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, there you go. Finally, there was one of the TV crew people. He probably won't be working there too much longer if they recognize the voice. Oh, my God, and this man wants money for a stadium. I also want some spy reports on if anybody heard John Henry calling on Hank's show yesterday. And I don't want you to make up stories, okay? Because I know we got a lot of people that want to take a gratuitous shot at Hank, and say, oh, yeah, he really sucked up to John. I don't know, but it's just that in listening to what he said and going on about he's too nice of a guy and he doesn't have the connections that Wayne had and he's just, not cut out for this. Well, I would certainly agree with that. He ain't cut out for it. He's a nerd. But that would be very interesting, I would think. 8 minutes after 10. We got a lot of spots today. We got to get them all in here by 12:30 because we got to get out of here. And all we care about is the spots. Just keep in mind, I'm the one that told you that. We got to get in the goddamn spots because that's what's important is spots. Revenue. And by the way, don't tell anybody about the fact some people still didn't get their bonuses. George got his bonus.
Oh!
Did anybody else get theirs?
No.
From the spring book, did anybody else get theirs?
No.
And as Hank told you yesterday, when he was going on about...
This motherfucking place is just a fucking joke.
He had to send Bluff to the bank to deposit his stub or however the hell they do it. Because his direct deposit, which was supposed to be on Monday, well, I guess maybe the Beasleys became Jewish on Monday. It was Yom Kippur, Of course, I don't know what excuse that makes for Tuesday. But nevertheless, yesterday was Wednesday last time I checked, and people that were supposed to get their direct deposit on Monday, some of them, a whole bunch of them, didn't get it until yesterday. You don't think that's because we couldn't cover those checks, do you? You don't think that's because we're poor mouth, even with all these millions and millions that are pouring through this place and all the spots we keep bombarding you with? You think that might be it because all that money's going to Wayne and John Henry? Oh, like I always tell you? This is, you know what it's like? It's like a man putting a noose around his neck. It's like if you gave somebody a brand new Lamborghini and $1 million in cash, and instead of like having a good time, he just put a noose around his neck. That's what this man has done here. You know Greg Reed, the guy that Joe Rose was sucking up to this morning? 9 minutes after 10 at 560 WQAM.
Shows us the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
Avocado, I love you in guacamole. Whenever I'm lonely, my heart you will mend. If you're a hard one, you know that I'll make you tender. I don't know your gender, but you're my little friend. Well, ever since life wanted to die, I love to feel your warm inside. You're green and slimy, and I love you so. Like star-crossed lovers, we pull the covers when I shut the lights. You're the closest thing to Georgia that I know. Avocado, you understand my problemos. You don't mock me the way most other vegetables would. Miss my Juanita, oh yeah, Lord knows I adore her. Don't got no disorder, got no disorder. You just bite the apple core, and I'm good. I love you, Avocado. Buenas noches.
And don't come up with any of those corny old lines about, like, what do you get when you cross a vegetable with a fruit and, like, you know, Truman Capote. 10:15 at 560 WQAM. Now, George tells me that the caller on line one is probably that asshole Andy from Hollywood. So if you hear, like, that we've hit the dump button in here and you don't hear a voice, it'll probably be because it's Andy in Hollywood. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes?
Over at the stadium there, do they have Steve's Pizza over there?
This isn't Andy from Hollywood.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
How disappointing.
Hello?
Let me say it again. Hello?
Neil.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm over at the stadium now.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering where the...
What are you doing over at the stadium at 10 o'clock in the morning?
I'm getting tickets.
Tickets for what?
Dolphins.
Oh, Dolphins. I thought you were going to a Marlin game. You scared the hell out of me.
No, and I'm wondering where the Steve Pizza concession is in there.
What's Steve's Pizza?
In the Orange Bowl.
Who said in the Orange Bowl?
I'm sorry, the Joe Robbie Stadium.
Where's the Steve's Pizza concession? Who said there was one? Oh, this must be the guy that called with the complaints about Steve's Pizza that day. Is that who this is?
No.
Oh, okay. What makes you think there's a Steve's Pizza in there?
I'm the guy that called you a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
About wondering when the hurricane forecasters are going to be up there with their army hats instead of their pencils.
Yeah.
Trying to get that hurricane out of the air.
Yeah. And?
I don't know. I'd like
and
to
you still haven't taken the cure? You're still acting like an asshole? Is that it?
I'm not acting like an asshole.
Then what are you talking about? What words are coming out of your puss? We only, you know something, I hate to say this, but I wish it would have been Andy from Hollywood, because then I could have just dumped it. I mean, did that guy have anything coherent to say?
No.
But of course he's over at the ballpark buying tickets for some ball game. No spy reports on the humper yesterday. Well, I told you there's no crossover on this radio station with any of the sports shows, which I'm beginning to believe is 100% accurate. No crossover, none. Because I would feel really, I'm sure that Hank didn't kiss his, he didn't do like a rim job on John.
That was funny.
That would be bad to find that out. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Another good reason to tune in to 1700 The Fan at 12:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maricón.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there you go. That must have been, was that Morlando Mortestes? Is that who that was?
Uh-huh.
I think so. And by the way, I did tune into 1700 WAF, and was it yesterday during one of Hank's 10-minute commercial breaks? And bad would be a compliment for them. They're an embarrassment. You talk about a sports bar with a microphone, it sounded like a goddamn, one of those fraternities we were talking about with a microphone. It sounded like they were playing little grab ass. I think Jim Berry was the pivot man. I mean, just a lot of incoherent crap. Oh, how about those Haitians, by the way? Unruly ending at Lockhart. See, this goes with the territory. If there's a soccer game, there's got to be some kind of a brawl, or at least some kind of aberrant behavior, because the game itself, as we all know, is so goddamn boring, nobody with a brain would pay to go see a soccer game. It was supposed to be a friendly. And is there any other sport in the world where they call a game, a match, a competition, a friendly?
No.
No. But this was a friendly between the Fusion and the Haitian national team Wednesday night at Lockhart Stadium with 30 minutes and 25 seconds left in the match and the Fusion leading 1-0. It was anything but friendly. Referee Greg Watson angered the crowd of 12,400 partisan Haitian fans by waving off an apparent Haitian goal by Eddie Caesar and his brother Julius. The reaction that ensued turned into frenzy as fans. I wonder if he's related to, what's his name? Flavio. The reaction that ensued turned into frenzy as fans began throwing plastic water bottles and garbage cans onto the field. The referees quickly exited the field, as did the players. They got the hell out of there. And then, of course, the referee, being very dumb, got on the bus and apologized. There was only one arrest for disorderly conduct and no injuries. Dan, that's no fun. If you're going to have a soccer brawl, you got to have at least 20 or 30 arrests minimum, and a couple of people get killed anyway. Right? But, of course, you know those Haitians, man. Yeah, let's talk about the Haitians today for a couple hours. That sounds like a real good idea to me. 5670560, pound 560. Let's talk about these amazing things. Number one, called like garbage cans. Number two, called soap. All these tremendous things that would be fantastic to introduce like in Little Haiti. God, might make us all get along a hell of a lot better. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hey, good morning, Neil. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Great.
Real quick, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but the Humper, let's just put it this way, it was about the same interview as the Bud Selig interview. When he went, hey, listen, I'm going to slam him, and nothing happened.
And he sucked up?
It was a Hoover.
Oh, no.
It was a Hoover. So to the point that John ended it, says, let's have dinner, or something like that.
Oh, no. Another suck-up job?
Have a good day, bud.
Oh, my God. I'm so goddamn depressed I could blow my brains out now. Another one of these classic suck-up jobs. Oh, what a nice guy he is. I don't understand that. Why does so much of that go on this radio station? You know, I mean, it's easy to rip somebody behind their back, but like, to their face when you got them right there in front of you. Like today that Mark Benson called in on his show and I ripped him an ass. Remember when he was trying to suck up for the old Henry Barrow show?
Oh.
How's Henry doing, by the way? Still drinking that wine, I guess. I mean, I just don't understand that. Anybody can do that. Why not just say, John Henry, you're an asshole, and we resent the fact that you're taking up all of our broadcast daytime here. I mean, not only is he taking up a lot of this prime time with these awful daytime games, which nobody is going to, but so that compounds the problem. He's also chewing out big chunks of airtime, so we're losing all the revenue in there and having to move around the spots and take out the spots, and God knows do what with the spots. So we're losing that money, plus all the money that we have to pay him for the goddamn broadcast rights, plus that lawsuit that's going on in court back and forth and back, and who knows what's going to happen with that. Because they put a minor league team on the field last year and expected this radio station to pay like major league broadcast rights for a minor league ball club that lost 108 games, I'm sorry. Wow. Terrifying to think. I don't believe it. Do you? Do you believe that Hank would suck up to John Henry?
Uh-huh.
No, you don't. Here's Davey. Hello.
Hey, go on vacation. We want George back.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, go on vacation. We want George back. Okay, thanks.
By the way, get the clothespin and stick it in your
rectum.
Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I caught the beginning of the Hank conversation that he had with John Henry.
Yeah.
He started off pretty strong, and John Henry asked him, when are we going to have dinner? And Hank said, no, I'm really too busy. I'm too busy with football right now to be dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asked, John said that he wanted to start the conversation by getting some support for a new stadium. And Hank answered, well, you're not going to get it here.
Really?
Yeah, that was like
See,
one
that's
of the first
Hank
things.
that I know. There you go. That sounds a lot stronger to me.
Then he started getting a little wishy-washy.
Oh,
He said,
no.
well, why don't you do what they did in San Francisco and John started with a whole song and a dance, and then it went downhill from there.
So in other words, you caved in? Is that way? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds to me like maybe he caved in a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. He started off strong, but got a little wussy there at the end.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Yeah. So when are they going to dinner?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to know.
Okay, thanks. Okay, there's another version of the same story. So let's see. So far we've discovered they want George back and for me to go on vacation, which sounds very good. I'm going to practice on vacation at 12:30 this afternoon, by the way. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. And by the way, speaking of the wireless line and the mobile callers, this is another part of the situation here at QAM. And we discovered that, like I talked about yesterday, a lot of the Mobile One people have vanished because they can't call us toll-free anymore. And certainly nobody in their right mind is going to call us and pay for it on their own dime on a mobile, which I understand. So if you're one of those people that had Mobile One through Bell South, which those people have all had their service chopped off, I'd call up Mobile One and say, hey, just switch me over to AT&T. Then you'll be able to use our AT&T lines and call us whenever the hell you want. And that's about, I think, as far as I know, that's about the only way you're going to get back into that deal for the moment. Because, as you know, Bell South hates me like poison and even pulled our toll-free line over at IOD. Because their agency people or whoever it was somewhere in their organization, they allow their personal feelings to get in the way of doing business, which is very bad business and very stupid, but that's obviously the reason that we're not too crazy about the people at Bell South. Unless, of course, maybe we got some new people. Do you think so?
No.
Some new, more broader-minded?
No.
Here's a mobile in Miramar. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how's it going?
Pretty good, sir.
The last caller was right. I would say that he wasn't adversarial. That's for sure.
Right.
But I wouldn't say sucked up either. I mean, he told John Henry that he wasn't going to get support on this show, you know.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And then he started giving him, I guess, examples of how they're doing it out in San Francisco and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or San Diego, I guess. It's San Diego.
Yeah.
And you know, Henry started with the babble, and you know, I mean, it was pure crap, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what could the humper say? In other words, he's not going to really thrash John Henry on the show. I wouldn't think he would do that. I mean, I think he did an okay job.
Okay. I feel much better now.
Yeah, you know, he's still okay.
He's still got at least one descended testicle anyway.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
Take it easy.
Okay, there's the good news. Okay, that's good. I feel better because the way I heard Hank talking there, like, oh yeah, he's just too nice of a guy. You know, I don't think he's a nice guy at all. I think he's just a wolf in sheep's clothing is what I think he is. I think he's a putz. Having seen his performance on television, having seen him on the front page of both major newspapers yesterday, standing there like some kind of a goofball. I mean, a putz, I think, is exactly the word to describe what I think of John Henry. In addition to which, I don't understand this business of owners calling this radio station. This is like a disease. Remember the days when we were at IOD and Wayne was calling this place and giving them instructions, and the day that had to come on the air and take over for a few minutes because Hank was on the phone with Wayne, who was calling from the plane, the Wayne in the plane, giving Hank instructions about don't say this and don't do that. That was also right around the same time when Wayne ran in the broadcast booth the first game after he bought the team and told Mandich, you better get your effing facts right and papa, you know, and went on that tirade. And Mandich said, yes! 26 after 10 at 560 WQAM.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
In the forest, the quiet forest, the rabbit sweeps tonight. All right. I sneak wide off, I get him tied up beneath the pale moonlight. My gun is ready, my hand is steady, I've got him in my sight. Don't wanna kill him, just wanna dwell him. I hope he's nice and tight. As I weem away, 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 I weem away. I weem away, 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 I weem away. I wipe my dipstick up on his whipstick and thank him for the dance. But he's no weighty, he's white net baity in the river ends. as I weem away, 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 I weem away. I weem away, 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 I weem away. That's what I call splitting hairs.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
What's up? My love muscle.
10:32 at 560 WQAM. So anyway, George, our good friend from Mobile One, just called. Your good friend from Mobile One, not mine, because I don't get to speak to anybody. Nobody sends me a letter. Nobody explains nothing to me. You're always the pimp. You're the intermediary. And tells us that, number one, they don't owe all that money to a Bell South, and that was a lie that somebody fabricated and passed on to me. And number two, that 80% of their customers stayed with them and that they've all been transferred over to AT&T, is what he said. So I guess we don't have a problem, right? Is that the case? That's what he said. I'm just passing along what he said. Do we believe what he said? Of course. Good guy. Bible verse shows that God can hate people. Here's one of the classic letters to the editor ever written in this morning's Sun Sentinel. And it comes from Margie J. Phelps in Topeka, Kansas. Now, you know who that is? You know Fred Phelps in Topeka, Kansas, the one that shows up at the funerals of everybody who dies from AIDS, or Matthew Shepard and anybody else who might have been a fag? Margie Phelps, sounds very familiar, from Topeka, Kansas, writes this really, really unbelievably sick letter, and of course they don't bother identifying her in the Sun. You know, like usually when somebody writes a letter to an editor who's a well-known person to any newspaper, after they sign their name, the paper will put in parentheses, so-and-so is some asshole whoever they are, you know. Not identified, and just... And when you listen to this, it's amazing. It'll show you how twisted and sick these people are. On September 3rd, a young man's letter, God Doesn't Hate, claimed God does not hate homosexuals. What a shock that the Phelps would be writing about something like that. He says God hates the sin, not the sinner. He also says before writing a letter, make sure you have your facts straight. Good advice, which he failed to follow. The fact is that God hates people, not disembodied sins. And the fact is that this is the person, not disembodied sins, who burns in hell for eternity. It'd be the person. Do you suppose the millions who died in the flood believed that God loved them, but hated their sins as they drew their last gasping breaths? Since the lad spoke of God, we can assume he believes in God, heaven, hell, and eternity, and uses the Bible as his source text. The fact is that these words are found in the Bible. When Rebekah also had conceived for the children, being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, it was said unto her, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Romans 9:10 through 13. These words are plain. God hated Esau, the person, before Esau had been born to have done any sin. He wasn't even born yet, and God hated him already. There are not enough words by misguided children or the false prophets who lie to them to wash away that simple message. If a person dies in an unrepentant state as a practicing homosexual, that person will awake in hell. That's the facts, ma'am. Nothing but the facts. There's a beautiful, a lovely letter to the editor in the Sun Sentinel this morning from Margie J. Phelps in Topeka, Kansas. And there's that loving God who hates people. And you know something? She does make sense. Because if that God did exist, if all these bubble mices were true, then that would explain why God sent the locust and the flood and does all of these horrible things and doesn't intervene when innocent kids and people are getting shot because he hates people. Maybe he hates all these kids that are getting shot in school and church and wherever else. If there's anybody besides the Phelpses out in Kansas sick enough to believe that that's the kind of God that's up there who hates people even before they're born. I love it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Delray Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
This Justice Department thing, I thought that we already got done suing the tobacco companies and that the states were working it out and that the federal government took their cut.
You're forgetting that Carpenter song, man. We've only just begun.
You know what? These people,
They filed a sweeping civil lawsuit against the nation's largest tobacco companies yesterday, seeking to recover much of the $20 billion the federal government says it spends each year to treat smoking-related illnesses, and they also want the cigarette makers to give up profits that were ill-gotten through what it says were efforts to conceal the dangers of smoking that go back to the 50s, as if we haven't had. How many years have we had that warning on the Surgeon General thing?
Yeah, you know what?
Since before Yushki was a baby, I think.
And you know what? Actually, they've proven, and when the Florida lawsuit went down, they proved that if you die from cigarette-related illness, you actually save the government money because you don't collect your Social Security.
There you go.
It's actually, smokers actually save.
As a matter of fact, instead of not giving us the tax cuts, if they want to save Social Security, instead of taking the budget surplus and sticking it in there, why don't they just encourage people to smoke a lot more, and then there'd be a lot of money for all the rest of us in Social Security who don't smoke those faggots.
Well, because the pirate ship of lawyers that the chief buccaneer is running our country now, they can't make any money on that deal if we did it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could also just raise the taxes. Or, some of these big, bad, butch Democrat governors in some of these states could make tobacco illegal. Let's see what happens.
Oh, yeah,
it's
like in Carolinas, that would be good.
Well, let's see if the Democrats make it illegal. And these are the same people you want to entrust to taking away my guns. Okay, once they take away our guns,
now we're back to it's a Republican against Democratic thing again. Is that it?
No, it's not. Republicans suck. They're like a team that you used to love, but you can't stand rooting for them anymore because they can't get out of their own way. But the Democrats are like, they're evil. Okay, they're evil.
Yeah, they're evil. Okay, thank you, sir. Just remember you heard that here first, okay? The Democrats are evil because they want to take away his guns. I think he's got an excellent point there. Okay, we got one call on the board. We got less than 2 hours to kill here till 12:30, which I thought would be a piece of cake today, but obviously not. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 22 till 11 at QAM. Those evil Democrats, that's what it is. See, the Republicans suck, but it's the Democrats who are evil. And don't ever forget that. Because we want to take away his peace.
Embarrassment. What a joke.
Pumping dum-dum bullets through a hot 44 that my brother brought back from the Vietnam War. Last thing that he told me was you better shoot straight. Guns made America great. A semi-automatic with an infrared scope can come in mighty handy when it's getting hard to cope. When the neighbors start complaining and the hour's getting late, tell them guns made America great. Guns made America big and strong. No one's left to save us. John Wayne's gone. Everybody's picking on the NRA. Tell them guns made America great.
All right.
If everyone wore pistols, the rate of crime would drop, and we could all sleep easier. No need for the cops, so let's get armed and dangerous before it's too late. Guns made America great. Guns made America big and strong. No one's left to save us. John Wayne's gone. Everybody's picking on the NRA. Tell them guns made America great. Guns made America great.
.1044, 560 WQAM. We're on our way to the Marlins pregame at 12:30 today, and obviously having a tremendous impact on us here. 567-0560, pound 560. We don't have a single call on the board here this morning. Very depressing. Are we on the air, by the way?
No.
Or are we just conserving any electricity? Yeah, this guy really sends me, the same simplistic mentality. Oh, the Republicans suck, but your Democrats want to take away my guns. So in other words, basically, I guess we have no Republicans in favor of gun control, is what this guy is saying. It's another Democrat. It's a commie liberal pinko plot to take away his guns. Man, you're pathetic. You're tragic. You're so sad. Don't you understand? They're all basically the same. They're all grave robbers. They're all taking our money and just flushing it down the toilet. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's replay some of last night's Marlin game. Come on. What do you say? Let's take a poll. How many people would like to replay some of the highlights from last night's game? I think that Joe and Dave may have actually spoken to each other once during the game, although I doubt it. Here's a mobile in Miami Beach. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you? Good morning.
Okay, sir.
I just wanted to, I had a phone call this morning that I made just to the local government here in Miami. I know you've been talking about the sports stuff. My daughter ice skates, and I called up a local skating rink here run by the city of Miami Beach this morning, and they said they have open skating, but only for children because adults are dangerous to come into the building.
Yeah.
Just the local government, the way they look at things. Children, we were talking about the schools and this and that. No protection. But when it comes to schools and this, they don't know where they're coming. We're all dangerous and we're all terrible. And
based on this call, I would tend to agree. I think she had a good point. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, Neil. I was at the game last night,
Uh-huh.
and there were no highlights. First of all, it's my first Marlin game.
Well, I got news for you. we're gonna get the tape out. We're gonna replay. We're gonna have another doubleheader today in just a minute here because there's no response. Audience is dead as a doornail here today.
But there definitely were more than 1,200 people. There's at least 5,000 people there. The parking lot was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people were leaving at the top of the eighth, and all the action was in the bottom of the eighth. They missed everything. All those people that left. So,
okay, glad you had a good time,
thanks
pal.
a lot.
I'm glad that your imagination. Those mushrooms will do it to you every time. We started out with about 900 people, and it got to be 1,200. Now it's up to 5,000. I bet you they had like 70,000 people there last night. They just kind of showed up late. Maybe a lot of them left early, and so they weren't all there at the same time. I bet there was 150,000 people in that goddamn PP Park last night for that ball game. Montreal and the Marlins. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
The NFL ticket that's on the satellite, is that only on DirecTV?
What do you mean by that?
Is that the only place you can get the NFL ticket is DirecTV?
I haven't got any idea because that's...
well, you said you had it.
You can get it on the big dish.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you made a comment the other day that, I got direct...
I think you can still get it on the big dish. I don't know because I have it on DirecTV, so why should I...
Right, you have it on the little dish.
Right.
Right, because I know... I heard you make a comment, and I was curious as to whether you can get it on any other provider.
Well, do you have a big dish?
No, I don't. I don't have anything.
So then what difference does it make?
Well, I was thinking... I was...
You don't want a big dish here. They're becoming obsolete by the second. Believe me, you don't want a big dish. Get you the DirecTV. Trust me.
DirecTV.
Yeah.
All right.
Believe me.
All right. Okay.
I'm telling you. I mean, you're asking, and I'm telling you that you'll get everything you want.
Okay. And I assume you could provide them with an address other than the one where the dish is physically located?
No.
You cannot?
No.
Can you tell them that it's on a mobile type recreational vehicle?
In other words, you're trying to scam so you can get to Dolphin games that are blacked out?
Everything. Everything that you can't get if you're in a area where they say you're not supposed to get things like the networks and everything.
Yeah, you can try that, but they've caught on to a lot of people and blacked them out. You can try it.
All right, Neil.
But why aren't you just satisfied with getting the 85 million channels that are on there right now? You get every goddamn hockey game, every football game, except if the Dolphins are blacked out, which rarely happens. I mean, I don't understand. Why is it that everybody's got piracy in their hearts? I just don't understand that. It's like back when I had my first satellite dish. Did I have an illegal chip?
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, but... And when I first got the small dish, did we try that illegal card?
Uh-huh.
I know, I didn't, But why is it that everybody wants to get something for nothing? What's wrong with all this great programming they got on there? We got one right here now, thank God. Their only contact with the real world is DirecTV. See, there you go. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T. I don't believe we're on the air. I really don't. I think that this is just the spillover from yesterday. This signal can't possibly be on the air here this morning. Here's a mobile in Jupiter. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
I just was wondering if you saw the Sun Sentinel today, the ingenious commentary by Kingsley Guy about how we need to emulate Miami-Dade County more in hurricane disaster preparation.
Oh, yeah.
And we need Mayor Penis.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be
kidding me.
Neil,
if I would have seen that, I would have called in sick.
Do you have the Sun Sentinel there?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Read it. We're supposed to emulate. We're supposed to appreciate Mayor Penis's great hurricane preparation speeches and all that bull crap.
This is on the editorial page?
Kingsley Guy.
Where the hell is this? Oh, here, Kingsley Guy. Where's the take charge leader the county needs? Mayor Pinga came across as a take-charge guy, tirelessly looking out for the people of a county that earlier in the decade suffered unparalleled devastation from Hurricane Andrew. A well-trained public speaker, his appearance left little doubt about why he's chief executive. Oh, what a suck-up job this is. You're right. Now I do want to throw up.
It's the worst.
God, I mean, here's a guy who came on here. First of all, as Hank pointed out a few days ago, that this guy, the people inside downtown, this guy got the information that from the Hurricane Center, don't pull out all the stops on the evacuation because we're not going to take a direct hit. It's not going to do a number on Dade County. And he still went ahead and spent all of that money, wasted millions of dollars of taxpayer money. And then on that Tuesday, a week ago Tuesday, he gets on the air 10:30 in the morning expressing his dismay and disappointment that people aren't taking it as seriously and they're still evacuating people while the goddamn sun is shining and the goddamn eye of the storm was parallel with Lake Okeechobee, and this guy's on the air trying to play the hero, and Kingsley Guy gets sucked into it. What a jackass!
Well, yes.
What another classic example of what kind of horse crap newspapers we got in this town.
Yeah, but Eileen Lieberman wasn't hysterical enough for Kingsley Guy. You understand?
Thank God.
The other thing
Thank God we live in Broward, baby. Oh. Everybody who lives in Broward, let's hear it. Thank God we live in Broward. Oh. Thank God we're a country goy. Oh. All right.
And the other thing is...
Oh, my God. I want to vomit. I want to get on my hands and knees and puke.
I want to take my hat off to Howard Finkelstein for challenging.
Yeah, Ken Jennings, I saw that.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, Buddy Nevins probably wasn't too happy about it, but, I wrote it anyway.
Please. Okay, thanks, Neil.
Thanks for the good news, sir. There you go. Thank God for him, because I usually wouldn't read Kingsley Guy. How's it going, Guy? Ooh, man. Just the first 3 or 4 paragraphs of that are enough to make you vomit for weeks. Do a Karen Carpenter routine. Just puke every meal you've ever had in your life and start all over again. He's a take-charge guy, and everybody knows everybody's laughing their ass off at him, okay? Everybody knows that he's an asshole. Even the goddamn Cubans that he's pandering to, that he thinks he can stake his political future on because he's got a numbers game going for them in Dade County, they hate him like poison. They know what a phony little Metacone he is, okay? He's not fooling anybody. Bugaron. Man. What a stupid little pajarito he is getting up there on a goddamn TV. Oh, well, listen, we're very distressed. You're not taking this seriously enough. You're not paying attention to me. Look at me. Look at me. With goddamn Merit Steerheim and Juan Medieta standing there behind him doing the Macarena. What a frickin' joke. Yeah, that's just what we need in Broward. Not is an asshole like him. What we need in Dade and Broward is a real newspaper in each county, which we have neither one, by the way. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in West Palm. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes, I am.
Neil, I spoke with you a few years ago when the first day you were on over in St. Petersburg. I called from Okeechobee.
Yes, sir.
And I was listening to your show. I'm in West Palm Beach area right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about the cigarette issue. I'd like to know why the government's suing the tobacco company when the government makes more money off of cigarettes than the tobacco company does with their taxes.
Exactly. How come the government's got all of a sudden their conscience goes right out the window when it comes to accepting that tax money?
That's exactly right. And the next person who sues the tobacco company as an individual ought to sue the government too, because they actually do make more money per pack of cigarettes.
Exactly. And let me say it again. The tobacco companies have been subsidized. The tobacco growers have been subsidized by the government since Jesus was a baby. And then they got the nerve to talk around and say, "Oh, well, you're using deceptive practices to con people and hook them on a habit." How about? Let me say it again. How about far more millions of people who are dying from heart disease and diabetes and all the other illnesses from all the sugar and the food products on the market out there? I don't see the government doing anything about them or taking them to court.
Well, that's next probably. I hope not, but that probably is. Anyway,
whatever happened to freedom of choice, by the way? Whatever happened to the notion that you can pick your own poison? Give people the information and let them pick their own goddamn poison. If they want to smoke and get lung cancer, that's up to them.
Yeah, I have a friend that he says that when he dies, he wants to make sure he dies unhealthy because he wants to make sure he had a good time in life.
There you go. Amen.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
Although that's syphilis, man, not good. 567-0560, that's what they tell me around here. And pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Stop with the goddamn Nazis in this country. We got the tobacco police. We got the cross-the-street police. We got the swinger police. We got the every kind of police. Because it's a police state, like I've told you. And certainly the goddamn wicked weed police.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. The wicked weed police. and they get on there again with these stern looks on their face, all these hypocritical assholes, which that's the best thing that ever came out of the goddamn, that we had to go through 18 months of that penis gate, that Monica gate, was you saw what a bunch of hypocrites we got up there, whether it's Dan Burton, whether it's that goddamn Livingston from Mississippi, wherever the hell, that redneck Yahoo philanderer. They're all a bunch of hypocrites. Anybody remember Larry Smith, by the way?
Uh-huh.
There's another one. Don't do this, don't do that. But guns, that's good, though. See, that first guy that called, what's he worried about? Everybody in America loves guns. That's the American effing way, man.
Dagger, old blind Bob, hanging Johnny, fishing rod, tallywhacker, pocket rocket, one-eyed trouser trout. All right. Ding dong, ankle spanker, pork sword, engine cranker, Harry, hot dog, Davy Crockett, let them all hang out. Yeah. Pet names for genitalia. You know the girls think of them, and you gotta love them. Pet names for genitalia. There's always something silly about little Willie. Wang, wazoo, weenie, whacker, pecker, pee-pee, kidney, cracker, heat, seeking, moisture, missile, giggle, stick, love, whistle, tube, steak, Uncle Dick. This is getting really sick. I'm not through. There's one more. Purple helmet warrior. Names for genitalia. You know the girls think of them, and you gotta love them. Names for genitalia. There's always something silly about little Willie. Names for genitalia. You know the girls think of them, and you gotta.
It's 11:02 at 560 WQAM. Boy, I'll tell you, only an hour and 28 minutes to go. You can feel that you could cut it with a butter knife. You could cut it with your little toe. The tension that's building for that pregame show. That, of course, is the tension between Joe Angel and Dave O'Brien we're talking about, not because of the game. Pregame at 12:30 with the Bookster. We got the ball game at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I guess they probably got the Bookster sitting in between the two of them now. Here's Hialeah. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Keeps them very far apart.
No, the guy that called a little while ago saying that there were 5,000 people at the game.
Yeah.
I was there yesterday, and the reason I went was because they gave me the tickets to my son.
Mm-hmm.
And with a parking pass, I got there the second inning, and they weren't even charging to park. They told me to park wherever I wanted to.
Yeah.
And went in there, and there must have been at most 500, no 5,000. I mean, that guy's full of shot.
Uh-huh.
So that's all I wanted to say. Keep up the good work.
Okay, thanks. Well, you can tell that was a shill. You know, he's probably on a payroll or something. Oh, yeah, the parking lot was jammed. There were at least 5,000 people there. First of all, if there were 5,000 people there at like an average of two people in a car, that's 2,500 cars. You ever see what the parking lot would look like with 2,500 cars at PP Park? Can you imagine it? Like a ghost town? Kind of like our phone this morning. 56705. Well, we're all lit up there before that break, but they just will not hang on during these insufferable long breaks. I figured it out. It's kind of like we do 4 5-minute newscasts an hour on this station, and we're like pikers compared to the other shows. I don't know how they keep any audience at all on those shows, except, of course, it's the desperate sports nerds who will listen through anything. It's amazing. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Loxahatchee. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Peter, how you doing?
Okay, Peter.
I got a couple quick comments. I wasn't at the game, but when you talk about attendance, I was at a Powder Puff football game last night for Pope John Paul High School in Boca, and there had to be 3,000 people there watching some girls' grades playing some football against each other. It was packed.
Right. And they had 12,400 Haitians there at that near riot Fusion Haitian game.
Oh, yeah, they were just killing each other over there.
Right, 12,400.
The other thing is, I heard some of the John Henry interview with Hank.
Right.
And Hank did start out real good, but Hank's kind of like a sports tout. You know, he's picking Dolphins for half and the Raiders for the other half. By the end, he was, kind of thinking what kind of restaurant he was going to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And the third comment was, George only got good when he started doing these swinger shows that got everybody attracted to do with sex. Otherwise than that, everybody was begging and waiting for you to come back. And that's all the comments I wanted to make.
Okay. I was talking about the guy before that said the punk that called, put George on, go on vacation. I got news for you. You're listening today, even though you know George ain't doing the show today, and you'll be listening every other goddamn day, whether I'm here, whether George is here. You're glued to it, okay? You're stuck to it. It's a part of your life. It's as ingrained deep inside your rectum as your hemorrhoids. So don't give us a song and a dance, you know. And of course, like you said, when you're on, you get that segment out. Oh, when the hell's Neil coming back? You suck. And then when I come back from vacation, put George back on. It's always that way in this town. They don't know what the hell they want. They don't know what they like. The minute that Phil left town, oh gee, he was so great. And by the way, Phil Henry's syndication starts in 6 days. Have we read or heard any more about him being on the air here?
No.
Has Tom Jicker written a word about it?
No.
No. I'm going to tell you, Tom, you're pathetic. You really are. Every day with his big articles about network. I realize that network TV has got a lot more people watching than radio shows, but for crying out loud, it's part of what's going on in the media in this town, and there's no coverage. None. Zero. It's like we don't even exist. And like I said, probably somebody repoed his goddamn radio, just like Dr. Mark. You know, have all those bad gambling debts. That's what happens when you start hanging around too much with Eddie K. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Fort Myers. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
So Fred Phelps' wife, huh? I don't get the paper. I'm in Fort Myers, so I didn't get a chance to read those.
Margie J. Phelps from Topeka, Kansas.
I got to tell you, I can't get away from her, that insufferable bastard of a husband of hers. I used to live in Kansas City, Missouri. I lived there for 6 years before I moved down here to whatever it was I moved to. But I got to tell you, a very dear friend of mine passed away while I was there, and I went to his funeral. He happened to be a homosexual, and you'll never guess who showed up at his funeral.
Fred Phelps.
Oh, my God, what an asshole. And I apologize, but the guy is just a raging
He's an asshole.
asshole. And what kills me is, what just absolutely slays me is that here we are in wonderful, free America. Everybody's supposed to be so free and everything, but we put up with idiots like this going to people's funerals.
Yeah.
Interrupting a very private moment between this person's family and friends.
Right, spreading the most vile hatred imaginable.
Pure, nasty, disgusting hatred.
And then his wife sends this sick, twisted letter to the editor. I mean, let's face it, newspapers, just because of the lack of space, certainly don't publish every letter that's written to them.
What was that in? Was that in the Herald?
This was in the Scum Sentinel.
I got to go get one just to burn it. But I just got to tell you, it's just he is like a cancer on the planet. He just pisses me off beyond belief.
Yeah.
And I'm almost out of material. George does a great job. I really appreciate you guys, and keep it up.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
There's a guy in Fort Myers on his own dime. How do you like that? We don't have too many of those. We got a lot of cheap people out there. That's why we don't get any long-distance calls. Well, the cheap people are on the inside here. Not so much that they're cheap. Well, yes, they are. But over and above that, they just don't have the money because we got to pay all the big bucks out to you know who. Very sad. I keep mentioning that because it happens to be true. It's a fact of life. And there are a lot of people, a lot of good people around here, a lot of decent people. Some of them don't do all that much, like our program director, but nevertheless, he's not a bad guy. And he's waiting for his bonus, too, because, he ain't going to say anything. He's not going to open up a big mouth. Because all that money first has got to go to John Henry, and it's got to go to Wayne. And then some of these guys have got the chutzpah to call this radio station looking for more, to use us as a conduit to try to, be cheerleaders. Ain't going to happen, John. Unless you buy Hank a really good meal.
This motherfucking place is just a fucking joke.
Exactly. So what do you really think, Hank? 8 minutes after 11 at 560 WQAM. And by the way, since Hank did have Bluff go to the bank and deposit however that thing worked, I wonder if his bonus was in there for that spring rating book, since he had a pretty good book. If he had a bonus coming, do you think his bonus was?
No.
Oh. Hey,
know that the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
Hi, Felicia. Gee, I love your dress, and your hair looks so shiny and manageable. Are you still shampooing with Head and Shoulders?
Gosh, Chick, I stopped using Head and Shoulders a long time ago. I mean, honestly, who grows hair on their shoulders anyway?
Yeah, right. So, what are you using now?
Well, it's like Head and Shoulders, only without all those additives. It's just called Head. Let's tell them about it, girls.
If you're tired of your old shampoo, frustrated and feeling blue, just remember what I said. You'll feel better if you get some Head.
Wow! Where can I get head?
Lots of places, chick. You can stop by my place later, and I'll be happy to give you some head. In 15 minutes, I'll have you shampooed, styled, and blown dry.
Gee, you don't miss a lick, do you? Head sounds great, but is it expensive?
Not at all, chick. My brother says there are places downtown where you can get head for less than $10.
Golly, at that price, everyone should be getting head.
That's right, chick. When you say head, you said a mouthful. Hi, I'm Dr. Raymond Filatia from Trigonal Industries, here to tell you why you should get head. First, it lubricates each limp hair follicle, leaving an erect, glistening shaft. Then the scalp's natural oils are sucked out of the root, leaving your hair soft, shiny, and exhausted. Nothing does the job like head.
Great. Can I get head from my hairdresser, Bruce?
Probably, but you might want to try your girlfriend first.
Go out and get some head today. Yeah, a little squirt goes a long, long way. Yeah, you'll look better and you'll feel terrific. Yeah, when you get head, you're a lucky stiff.
Want hair with lots of volume? Nothing gets it up like head. Available at a price you won't find hard to swallow. And it's going down every day.
Honey, we're out of shampoo. Can you go out and get some head?
What did you say?
I said I want you to go out and get head.
Oh, thank you, sweet Jesus. I'm going down.
And head makes a great holiday gift.
Last Christmas, my wife gave me some head. Then I gave her a pearl necklace. I've never seen her so choked up.
My girlfriend used to give me head, and then we got married. Now I'm lucky if I get Jergens lotion and a National Geographic.
Once you start, you won't wanna stop. Head feels so good, you might blow your top. Give head in the shower, you'll wanna pump. Give head. If you're tired of your old shampoo, frustrated and feeling blue, just remember what I said. You'll feel better if you get some head. You'll feel better if you get some head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Head shampoo. Come on, give it a shot.
My hair looks great. I could use a nap.
It's 11:16 at 560 WQAM. You know, it's interesting that I read a letter from Marge Phelps, that bitch, and none of the God people ever explained that to us about, you know, that quote, and about the fact that God hates people and God hated Esau even before he was born. What kind of crazy people would have written something like that, and along with all the other stuff that they wrote? And what kind of crazy people would have believed it? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Plenty of openings here with an hour and 13 minutes to go, as you can feel the pressure is building, man. The tension. Cut it with your toenail. Here's a mobile in Pompano. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You know, you're always talking about the fact that you don't have an 800 number.
Yeah.
The thought occurred to me that your sales department could provide you one by having a sponsor set up your 800 number, and then every time somebody's on that number, you just identify it by the sponsor's name, and then they constantly get a plug in it. If you had like a national long-distance service or something like that, all your internet people and everything else like that, it would be...
Sure, if we there aren't enough hours in the day for us to promote any more sponsors. I mean, we sell it. It's like when Wayne, took over, bought the stadium, and he sold the foul lines, he sold the chalk line, he sold the ads on the bases. I mean, we just don't have any place else to stick any more sponsor IDs here.
Well, excuse me, but you identified the mobile one line,
right?
Line, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but not every time we take a phone call.
Well, even
first of all, I mean, every little punky business in the world has got an 800 number. We give them out for our sponsors all the time. But of course, here, rather than have a discussion about it, they go into hiding. They pretend that it's too expensive. They know nothing about it because it involves expenditure of dollars, and they don't want to do it for this show, for the radio station. And it would be a tremendous. It's desperately needed, and they won't do it. They refuse.
Don't your advertisers pay for the mobile service?
Well, yeah, sure, absolutely.
That's something along the same line there. It's a horrible.
Why can't they just go ahead and do it like any other business and pay for it? I know that's a revolutionary concept. Why can't they just pay for it as a way of this radio station doing something for those of us who are on the air, except trying to squeeze in 55 minutes of spots every hour?
Well, I suppose their rationale is that the local sponsors don't get any bang for their buck out of 800 customers from other parts of the country. So that's what I was saying. A national.
Well, what do the sponsors get out of what does Bell South get out of every phone call that we take here? That's not the way a radio station works. Is that every time we take a phone call, somebody's got to get some kind of a commercial plug for it?
Well, for example, I chose AT&T as my carrier because I was able to talk to you, and
right.
And it just occurred to me that some of your salespeople saw it as an opportunity instead of leaving it lying way up. Excuse me, I have this cold that everybody in the world seems to have.
Yeah, I'm holding my breath on our sales department. Okay, thanks, pal.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good intentions, but is it going to happen?
No.
No. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to get your opinion on something. Forget the fact that baseball sucks and it's boring and, everyone hates to watch it.
No,
but,
that is not true. I mean, right now you got that Atlanta Mets series, which you've had two great games there. I watched the entire game 2 nights ago, and then the track last night I watched a little bit of that game. It's boring only if you're one of the 8 million teams that has no chance to accomplish anything and nobody's showing up at the ballpark. Yeah, then it's boring.
Right, and I probably didn't express myself correctly. Anyway, I meant Marlins, too. The point, I think that if the stadium were in a better location, maybe downtown or maybe somewhere more accessible.
Well, why is downtown a better location, and how can it be more accessible than being right off the turnpike? How many ballparks or stadiums in the world can you drive right into right off a major highway? You're saying that people don't go to it because it's not in a good location?
Well, I don't. I mean, that's one of the reasons I don't go.
How come they go there when the Dolphins are playing there? They have 80-some thousand people there.
Because it's once a week, and I think that makes a difference, too. And the baseball, I think if it were in a location like, let's say, the Miami Arena, for example. It's accessible by...
The Miami Arena?
Yeah.
You mean the Miami Arena where nobody goes to anymore because nobody wanted to go down there? Because it's so dangerous and because the area is nothing but a blighted piece of turd?
I used to go. That's why.
I used to go too, but that doesn't mean I enjoyed going there. We were counting the days down that we didn't have to go there anymore. You're telling me that downtown Miami is a better location than it's a county line?
Well, I just think that it should be a better location. I mean, the fact that you have to get in your car, unless you live right off the turnpike, to get in your car and drive a half hour every time there's a baseball game, I mean, I wouldn't do it. Even if I had season tickets, you know what it is to go, if I work in Coral Gables.
Well, let me ask you something. How long would it take all the people in Broward and Palm Beach County if they wanted to go to a ball game and the stadium is in downtown Miami? It would take them an hour to get there. So you're just speaking from a selfish standpoint. That's like my saying, thank God that the Macarena's out there by the Sawgrass because I happen to live 4 minutes away. It's great. If you live in Kendall, it's not so great. The fact is, sir, people don't go to sporting events most times because of where the ballpark is located. They go or don't go based on whether or not it's an attractive thing, whether there's any excitement, whether there's any interest. They could stick it right next to my house and I still wouldn't go. I'd charge for parking, but I still wouldn't go. I mean, that's just so lame. It's so pathetic. How could there be a better location than the Dade-Broward line, than this ballpark out here? You drive right in off the turnpike. I mean, it's a piece of cake. You drive right in. Of course, the parking is grotesquely overpriced, and especially for the Dolphin games, $30 to park your car. You have to be a maniac. You have to be. It's like a holdup. It's like a stick-up to park out there in the goddamn grass and in the mud and the muck. $30. Seriously, we ought to be standing there. I ought to have a bunch of guys with guns. It's a holdup. Give me $30, and they still do it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. One call on the board. Well, this is. I mean, even the dentists of America have never yanked as many teeth as I have this week. And we had two outstanding, brilliant shows yesterday and Tuesday, by the way. Two of the most important radio shows in the history of the human race, which I've been told by many, by the way. Even though there are a lot of people out there who are like, oh, gee, you shouldn't have said those things. Too bad. They were all true. I'm going to leave here right now. I've got an hour and 6 minutes to go until the Marlin game. I'm going to go out and run naked on the beach with all my buddies. Fat Rich, Al Goldstein, Rimmer. Yeah. Jeff Cohen.
I'll bring the camcorder.
Yeah, bring the camcorder. Bring the cameras along, okay? To hell with that damn, 182 or whatever the hell that group is, that bunch of stiffs that are running around naked.
Blink.
Blink. You'd blink a lot, I'll tell you, if we were out there running naked on the beach. Here's a mobile in South Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I guess you were talking about the show you did yesterday about the fraternity stuff. That was fantastic. I just wanted to make a comment about that. It was great. And what you were even talking about, I heard you talk about the baseball stadium and John Henry. Now, that guy, I had a particular sort of business relationship with John Henry at one time.
Yeah.
And I'm a professional musician. And John Henry likes to get his little hands into everything. He's one of his offices up in Boca Raton. He has a $1 million recording studio up there for this one artist. His name's Scott Reese, this guy from Australia. So he decides now John Henry's going to be a recording guy. And he hires a band. A bunch of us get a bunch of guys here from University of Miami, and it's a high-quality music school and professional musicians. And this guy starts by paying us for rehearsals. The guy owes me about $1,000
Yeah.
at this point for jobs I've done for him and his artists. And then he wanted to stop paying us for rehearsals because he said he doesn't have any money. And he's telling me this while I'm sitting at we're sitting talking about what's going to go on with this artist.
Well, maybe we could impose a tax so that they can raise the money to pay you guys, a musician's tax.
That must be crazy. I must be nuts. If anyone pays that guy a dime, I mean, that guy, first of all, John Henry's listening, and John knows who I am.
Yeah.
John, you can kiss my ass.
All right.
And,
all right.
So I hope no one pays a dime for that guy. I hope that thing never gets built, and I hope he dies a slow death.
Okay.
Neil, take care of yourself.
But how do you really feel? Okay, God bless you, sir. We'll pray for you. We'll have Marge and Fred Phelps pray for you, too. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Oh, but he's such a nice guy. See, that's what really got me nervous when I heard Hank talking about, the fact John Henry had called in earlier in the show, which I didn't hear that part. And what a nice, he's too nice of a guy. I just not buying it. I mean, that's the image they're trying to portray. To me, he's a beady-eyed little twerp who sees visions of sugar plums dancing in his head and who's using all of his buddies at the Herald, at the Sun Sentinel, all of these people to prop up the image. Oh, see, it's not Wayne. This is a good guy, and he really likes baseball, see? He's a good guy. Yeah. If he's such a good guy, just like the guy said in the paper yesterday, build your own goddamn stadium, okay? And then maybe somebody will show up if you put a reasonable team on the field and maybe you're competitive. And it's like anything else. If you open up a restaurant and the product you're serving sucks, people aren't going to come back. What a surprise. And by the way, nobody's going to build it for you. You'll have to build your own or rent it. Puts a crap product out there that loses and loses and loses and loses, dumps away everybody that the public gets the least bit interested in. And, oh, gee, I don't understand. I'm standing here. There's only 91 people out here. If we just had a dome, if we just had a chrome dome. Isn't that what Wayne said, too, if I just had a dome? 26 after 11 at 560. It wasn't the dome that bothered him. I think it was the zits.
Oh, and Denny is a dork. Oh!
Listen to me. This is Stan Feinstein for Sofa King, you understand? Where everything is held to the high Sofa King standards. The selection isn't just huge, it's Sofa King huge. Believe me, you'll never shop anywhere else. And Sofa King's prices aren't just low, they're Sofa King low. You'll never find them anywhere else. Listen to me. When I say Sofa King has a beautiful store, I mean Sofa King beautiful. When I say the staff is helpful, I mean Sofa King helpful. Listen to me. Get to know the Sofa King and enjoy a selection that's Sofa King huge, a staff that's Sofa King courteous, and prices that are Sofa King low. You'll never shop anywhere else. But don't take it from me. Take it from satisfied customer Frank N. Stein.
Sofa King good.
You said it, Frankie. Sofa King good.
Motherfucking place is just a fucking joke.
It's 11:32 at 560 WQAM. We're only 58 minutes away from the Marlin pregame show.
Oh!
All right.
Oh!
There we go. That guy that called that was hallucinating on magic mushrooms before, about the 5,000 people that were there last night, and the parking lot was jammed, and they left too early in the bottom of the eighth is when all hell broke loose, and everybody had a great time. I thought they lost 5-3. Didn't they lose last night?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 567-0560, pound to another girls team, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Cooper City. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, how are you?
Great.
I heard about those parking fees. I got something else for you. I took an executive from the food industry. We're having a hot dog. He says, these hot dogs, they cost about 2.5 to 3 cents per hot dog.
Yeah.
That's at was it $2.50, $3 a hot dog?
And not only that, it's the worst food in the history of the human race.
Absolutely. One other thing I want to mention. I was reading in the paper today about this Miami police commissioner or sheriff, whatever he was, just retired. he gets $172,000 a year in retirement, or $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
So, who the hell in industry? Nobody that works for a living retires at those kind of numbers.
Yeah, but there's not as much graft in most ordinary jobs.
Go get them, Neil.
Okay, pal. Yeah, I always hear Hank screaming, and rightfully so, about the horrendous food at the PP Park. And by the way, the Macarena ain't much better. It's pretty marginal at best, and highly overpriced, by the way. But I mean, what is that all about? And why is it? And Hank's right. Calder has the best food of any racetrack in town. It always has for years. Why is it that the other racetracks, Gulfstream, Hialeah, some of these other joints, the food is so goddamn bad? And why is it that PP Stadium, the food is just garbage? It's swill, overpriced. My dogs wouldn't touch it. I mean, so in other words, there are concessions places where they really have edible food, whoever Calder does business with, but anything that Baldy's got to do with, let's bring in crap, probably because it's the cheapest. Not the best, but it's the cheapest. Kind of like here at QAM with our equipment. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell those two raggedy douchebags, Henry and Heisinger, if they really give a damn about their employees, what they should do, since they don't have nobody coming to those stupid-ass games, pay for the employees to park in those lots. Stop shipping them.
How did I know that before she finished she was going to blurt out something with SH on it, huh? Did I know that?
Uh-huh.
I just had a feeling. Nice going, sweetheart. You go, girl. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Don't be distracted, my producer, Tommy. We got a very important show going on here for another 55 minutes. Well, this is the Marlin warm-up for the pregame, okay? This is the pre-come for the Marlin game, man. You can almost smell it.
Squirt.
5670560. Well, I think that was Jocelyn Elders, by the way, on the phone. Doesn't it sound just like Jocelyn?
Uh-huh.
And pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's take up a collection to get our own goddamn 800 line on here, okay? We can get those people in Fort Myers calling in. We can get the 25 million people around the world calling in who are listening on the goddamn internet. Then we could actually sit here instead of spending half my time begging for phone calls every goddamn day and try to kick these people in the pants and get them off their goddamn dead ass. Then we could do a goddamn show within the limited amount of time we got, which I realize this company ain't all that worried about as long as those numbers continue in there and as long as we can keep all these spots on here. I think maybe Footy had a point, you know. How can we make it with all these cheap cigar store spots and those cigar store Indians? You're a jackass, Footy, okay? You're a real putz, a real nothing. Here's Homestead. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Whatever it is.
It's getting close, man.
Yeah, man. Jocelyn,
we got to hurry that clock up because of the ball game.
You bet on it. Jocelyn's a tough act to follow, man.
She was good.
She was good. Really good.
She'd be doing it.
A couple of things I'm bringing to the table here. You're talking about the location of stadiums. And
that guy was so full of crap,
well,
man. I can smell it.
Turnpike accessibility. Okay? And I'm not a shill for Homestead because we have down here the absolute best government money can buy.
Yeah.
But they have a ballpark down here.
Yeah.
So why aren't we playing ball? They fill the racetrack up every time there's a race. I mean, millions of people come down here.
Yeah.
So why don't we play ball down here?
Play what ball?
Baseball. If he wants a baseball stadium, there's one sitting here vacant that they built for the...
Nobody in their right mind is going to go to Homestead for a ball game.
They go there for racing.
And how often does that take place?
Too damn often for me, but
not that often.
That's
no.
my thing. Okay.
Nobody's going to go to Homestead. In addition to which, it's not a dome stadium anyway, so they have. Well, what are they going to accomplish? Just move it farther away from the population and still, get rained out half the time.
Yeah, good point. Okay, second thing, you were talking the other day, and I didn't get a chance to call about the overzealous weather people. Notwithstanding Don, don't know. He does a great job.
He's the best.
He is absolutely.
We love Don.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but the people in South Dade actually prepared for this storm.
I would think so.
They did, man. There's more plywood and sheet metal around here than you can shake a stick at.
And why not? Why the hell not?
Because they wised up for 8 years.
If you've been through the hell like they were, 7 years ago,
you're
going to be prepared, and you're not going to be one of those jackasses that waits till the last day or two and goes in there and has to fight and go through all that bull crap.
I want to buy these shutters now. Well,
right.
We don't have them. Okay, third thing, you're always carping about, for lack of a better word, the copy you get from your sales staff.
Yeah, you can't complain about the copy we get because we don't get any.
Don't get it, yeah. There's a thing in advertising. Most advertising companies have people they call copywriters.
We don't have one. Let me say it again. With all the commercials that we have on this radio station, we do not have a copywriter person.
I don't believe that.
Well, there you go. True story. We got Igor, sitting in his den in there with his crappy attitude, who hates everybody, who takes the tapes and puts stuff on, whatever he's doing. But we don't have a copywriter.
I don't believe that.
Well,
Salespeople
let me say it again. We still, even though they don't believe it the second time, we still don't have a copywriter.
Well, good luck. Go get one.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
We're not going to get one because we'd have to pay somebody. We're going to pay somebody? No, you bet your F&A we ain't going to pay nobody. Just like the 800 line. Are we going to do that? No, because they'd have to pay for it. This is the most unbelievable, niggardly goddamn place on the face of the earth. Pumping all of it. And let me say it again. The sad part of it is there's no need for it to have to be this way. We don't have these high ratings and all this revenue because we got ball games on here. We got it because we got the worst team. We got this show, and we got the humper, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We got big numbers on there. And let me tell you, there isn't one person who listens to any of our shows because we got ball games on this station. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That's bad for Mr. Ego's ego. Yeah, that's bad for Grego's ego. Remember what happened to Greg? Oh! Yeah, we won't see him no more. He put this noose around everybody's neck that works in this place, which is why a lot of good people still haven't got their bonus from a rating period that was in the spring, April, May, and June. Here it's the end of September. And they still, and they can get away with it because these people are, oh, yeah, whatever you say, okay. Oh, it's a fight, Greg. Weasels, that's the word you're looking for. Work with a bunch of weasels here. Just like Joe Rose this morning, taking his little shot of it. And guess what, Joe? I got the spot scratched off. How about you, sweetheart? We don't run 13-minute breaks on this show, Mr. Hotshot. 20 before noon at QAM.
Kitsy Hoover out the moon, man.
Stuffed elbows in a satin dress. Black leather motorcycle jackets heaped in a corner. A fragrance by Chastity Bono. Dyke, the scent of oiled softball gloves and aluminum bats. Dyke, sweaty T-shirts and an open pack of Camels. Dyke, the scent of a woman who wants to be a man. Dyke by Chastity Bono.
It's 11:45 at WQAM. We got fax from Eric on our NeilRogers.com on our website, who wants us to fax him the Phelps letter from Fred's wife, Margie Phillips in Topeka, Kansas, who said God hates people, fags and Jews and a whole bunch of other people is what she means, of course, anybody who ain't like her. And, of course, Esau. God hated Esau. And George C. Scott is dead. How do you like that? Here's the facts. 1927 to 1999. George C. Scott is dead. Oh! We're going to shed any tears about that?
No.
No. Highly overrated, by the way.
I like cotton.
Yeah, but I mean, he had a gigantic ego. I mean, he was a real asshole. A good actor, outstanding actor, but not a good guy. From what, and of course, why does he have to be a good guy? We didn't pay to go see his movies because he was a good guy. We went to see, but again, right? If somebody dies and they're a good person, then we feel bad about it. Just because he was a good actor, I mean, we're going to feel bad about it.
Guess there won't be a sequel now.
No. What was the other one? With the Military Academy? What the hell was that movie?
Chaps.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how appropriate. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's watch Taps for George C. Scott. Oh! He's dead. Here's a mobile implantation. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good. A couple of things. First of all, I'm surprised I haven't heard from you about the demise of CKLW in Windsor.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, they went off the air, I believe, at the end of August.
They went off the air?
Yep. Gone.
50,000-watt radio station went off the air?
They had a huge piece on it on National Public Radio going back through the history.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I lived in Toledo in the late 60s and at the height of their powers.
I'm stalling for time while I find the jingles.
CKLW Motown Sound.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What a sad day this is in the history of radio to hear that news.
It
depressing.
Sure is. It's very depressing. I guess the market was too fragmented, whatever, they screwed up.
But, I mean, that was the 800 on the dial. Great dial position, 50,000 watts, a great signal. Now, what were they doing? They were playing like religion or something before they went to country music?
Yep. That's exactly right.
Unbelievable.
I don't know what happened to the TV station. They had one, too.
Channel 9. Oh, I'm sure that's still on. Right. In Windsor, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Hockey Night in Canada. That ain't going off the air.
No, it's impossible. Another thing too, if you want to watch the best movies ever made about fraternity life, one of them is The Lords of Discipline,
Right.
and Brother Rat. Those two, they nail it right there.
Brother Rat?
Brother Rat with Ben Gazzara back in the 60s.
I think in memoriam we should play CKLW jingles the rest of the week.
I'll put the tape on.
Okay. Thanks for the bad news, pal. How do you like that? The radio business continues going in a crapper as CKLW goes dark.
CKLW goes.
Oh, those are the days, man. See, instead of this crap we got today on FM, where every station is just a jukebox, when you had personalities, when you had great jingles, when you had stations that meant something, Keener 13 and WABC and CKLW and WLS. Let's get the jingles out like the guy that called yesterday.
Oh!
God damn it. This must be lunch for Macaroni Grill. Am I right about that? What a great guess, because I saw Gary Sarner acting real Jewish in there. Like a real yenta.
You want him to bring it in now or wait for the
Sure,
break?
no, bring it in now would be great. Bring a whole bunch of stuff in here now. I'm starving, especially after watching Fat Rich eat 10 meals at the track last night. You know, I don't know what to say to him. Anybody else out there got a friend who's like, the guy had like a little minor stroke here a couple of months ago, and not a bad one, kind of like the one I had 10 years ago. And instead of reacting to it positively by getting scared to death and losing weight, he's ballooning up like somebody stuck a bicycle pump in it. I mean, just gigantic. He had 2 servings last night that could have easily fed the Yugoslavian army. Either one of them. Oh, thank you so much. Look at the service with a smile. I got some beautiful stuff here. Is that my chicken? My polo con funghi, and some vegetables. And all. What is this? What is that?
I don't know. Hold it up.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I'll
some
taste it.
It looks like vegetables.
It's vegetables with something underneath it.
That would be our salsiccia alla griglia.
Oh, okay. Sausage alla griglia with the grilled vegetables on it. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Oh, and look at this. Geneseo extra virgin olive oil. I love it. I'm just going to drink this right out of the bottle. Well, listen, I can't eat like 5 different meals in here, Gary. I realize you're acting real pushy and real Jewish, but it looks beautiful. But I can't eat 10 different meals to make Gary Sarner happy, okay? I realize that he's real disappointed about that, but I can't eat 17 meals here to make our sales department real happy. But I do love Macaroni Grill, and we'll just have a little of this, a little of that. It's beautiful. I'm loving it. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Great.
Listen, I tuned in a little late today.
Wait a minute, one moment, please.
Big H Golden.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
That was good.
I'm just getting emotional about CKLW, if that's true, which I'm sure it is.
About the Haitians not having a good time at the soccer game.
Yeah, what the hell was that all about?
I think that maybe since our government employees don't make a lot, they could have INS people there taking tickets next time, and the bad people won't show up.
Yeah, man.
That's a good point.
I thought that was...
Yeah, if you throw one bottle, we'll deport your ass right back to Haiti, man.
Excuse me?
Could
I see your permission to come in here?
Right, and
Bye.
quit sewing those baseballs too tight.
Unbelievable. They can't behave at home, they can't behave here.
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed to do at a soccer game is act up, you know?
Where are they from? Holland? From England?
Doesn't make any difference.
That's the truth.
Got to act up at a soccer game so that something exciting is going on.
Hey, Neil, thanks much.
Okay, have a great day. Oh, man, God, is this good. You know what this is? Carciofi. Artichokes on my chicken. And mushroom fungi. Boy, this is just beautiful. This is so good. I forgot all about this. Always like that, Gary Sarner, you know. Oh, by the way, to give you any information about your appearance, we better mention that today. We only got about 40 minutes. Otherwise, you'll have nobody show up, and then they'll say, oh, nobody likes that goddamn George, you know.
Well, we knew that, but I'll take the money anyway.
No, but that's not the point. Nobody cares about the fact you're getting paid to go there except you, which more power to you, but what's the point? Where is it? Saturday?
At Primeco in the Oakwood Plaza.
Oh, you mean
Saturday.
where you bombed the first time? I mean where you had all those people the first time?
Yeah, there were 2 or 3 people there the first time.
And by now that you've been on so many times since.
All these horny swingers are going to be showing up.
Right.
Noon to 2,
like
Primeco in the Oakwood Plaza, in the middle of the Oakwood Plaza, on the left side by Gold's Gym. And I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of other
Oakwood
stuff
Plaza
there.
Where is it?
Sheridan and I-95.
Oh, look at that. Igor
North
came in
and
and stuck
east,
his nose in our news. Have a little something there, okay? You look like you're holishing. And by the way, don't go to Tampa again next time we have a storm, like a pussy. God, how embarrassing. And by the way, when you do stuff like that, guess what? The fingers stick out there and they follow you. We got nothing here. They got a nice big finger there in Tampa, which they deserve. And, of course, they do deserve the finger because, like we've always said.
Tampa.
Right. 567-0560, pound 56. What were you just saying? Oh, yeah, you were promoting your appearance on Saturday.
Noon to 2.
Noon to 2 this
and I'm
Saturday.
sure there's going to be other things there besides me because that's the way it works.
Okay,
but
tune
we
in
don't
tomorrow
know.
for all the details on it because I'm sure that by then maybe Gary Sarner will find out something about what it's all about. Well, what is that you're having? Not that I'm nosy. What is he eating there?
Looks like scallopini.
Beautiful. Enjoy it. L'chaim. Here's a lady in Pompano. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Great.
Good.
God, have we got a good lunch. You ever go to Macaroni Grill?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
It's dynamite.
Delicious.
As long as they don't let that Schwarzer get up on the table and sing again. You know?
Old Man River.
Oh, very good. Very good. You're hired.
Oh, thank you. Well, actually, the reason I'm calling, this might be old news, but I'm calling about two things that were in yesterday's Broward section of the Herald that totally frosted my butt. One of them was about how they're thinking, the city of Fort Lauderdale is going to start shilling for the stadium,
right?
You know, sucking John Henry's butt, and they want to take businesses that are located on Andrews Avenue downtown and move them to the northwest part of the city, which is pretty much like not a very good neighborhood.
Right.
And I just think that's totally wrong.
And let me say it again. How do you get to Andrews Avenue where they want to put the stadium? How are you going to get there?
Yeah. Like it's so easy to get there with all the traffic.
Right. Even now, without a stadium, it's a nightmare. How are you going to get there with 30,000, 40,000 people supposedly going there?
Especially when all these people are going there for other reasons, like all the bars and stuff that are down there.
Now, maybe John Henry figures only the 91 people who were there 2 days ago, they're the only ones that will show up, so you don't have to worry about a lot of traffic congestion and parking problems.
It's not going to make much difference,
right,
is it?
That's right.
Right. Okay. Well, the other thing that they said that was in the Herald, same section, that I was just blown away by was that it was an article on drugs and pointing the fingers at the rave culture and everything. But there was a lot of things in there that they had totally wrong. I mean, just some of it was like, okay, maybe they wouldn't know if they're not part of that culture, but part of it was just stuff that glaringly obvious. Like one of the things they listed, marijuana. Here it says, I'm quoting, sells for between $3,000 and $5,000 an ounce. $3,000 to $5,000
$3,000 and $5,000 an ounce?
Yeah. I mean, I've known people who smoke an ounce a week.
Yeah.
Oh, do they make $3,000 to $5,000?
Well, that's why they're breaking in all those convenience stores.
Exactly.
Where the hell was this written?
This was in the Broward section of the Herald.
Oh my God.
The very first article on the front page of the Broward section says death toll from mixing illicit drugs rises. And then when you turn, you know how they have it continued on page 7, it's got a little list and pictures of different types of drugs and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And under the part where it says marijuana, that's what it lists. It lists it as being $3,000 to $5,000 an ounce.
Well, there you go. If you read in the Herald, you know it's got to be a bunch of crap.
Oh, right. And then it says the downer gives illicit users hallucinations.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Pink elephants and stuff, I guess.
Well, kind of like when you read the Herald.
Yeah.
Okay, sweetheart, got to run. Have a great day.
Well, listen, I just want to say I love you. My boyfriend and I, we go around the house and when we talk to each other, we quote your things all the time. Like we say, I don't know, and all that stuff. And you're one of a kind, and we love you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Neil.
See you.
Bye.
Okay, 4 minutes before noon. We don't have a lot of time to screw around because we got the ball game coming up. We got to get 8 million spots in. Can you imagine if we would have done that other break? Hey, Luann, you're crazy. You're a crazy person.
Do you have reason to believe you may be using drugs?
You know, I have been acting erratically lately. Just last week I went bowling with Jesus and Jim Morrison.
Those may be some of the telltale signs that you may be using drugs.
How do I know for sure?
Some of the other telltale signs may include you have drugs in your house.
Yep, that's me.
You know where to get drugs.
Me again.
You know all the drug lingo.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about Woodstock as if you're still there.
Dude, Jimmy's gonna play the national anthem again!
And you can eat 32 cheeseburgers in one sitting.
Clear, man, who clear?
If you've answered yes to any or all of those questions, you may have a drug problem. If that's the case, you need to try HDT, the home drug test, the fastest and most reliable way to find out if you've been using drugs. HDT, the home drug test, available at most major pharmacies. From Pod, the Easter egg people.
Far out, man.
Yeah, man.
2 minutes past noon at 560 WQAM. We're only 28 minutes away from the pregame show for the Marlins and the whatever they're playing, the Expos, Panthers, whoever it is. Does it make a difference who they're playing?
No.
This lunch today from the Macaroni Grill, this is one of the most incredible meals I have ever had. This is chicken. Now, see, usually it comes on a bed of angel hair pasta, which I notice you're scarfing down yours, but I passed on that because I can't eat that. But it's the chicken, what is it, scallopini? With the fungi and with carciofi, the artichokes, which if I could tell you how much I love really good artichokes, these are the best I've ever had in my life. Thank you very much, sir. Even Gary Sarner we say thank you to for a phenomenal lunch from our friends at Macaroni Grill. Like I said, if they just keep the Schwarzer from singing when I'm there, I'll come back a lot. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's talk fast now. We got 27.5 minutes to go. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Are you ever going to go back to carbohydrates at any time?
What does that mean?
No, I know that you're using the active
What do you mean,
diet.
am I ever going to go back? You think I'm off of carbohydrates? I'm as fat as a pig.
Oh,
You think that Ben & Jerry's ice cream is protein?
No, we know that.
There you go.
Hey, listen, there are two things. First, with the stadium, isn't the reality of it that it's more the weather than how well the team is doing that's causing the lack of fans to go out?
Of course
to the
not.
stadium?
No.
You don't? Okay.
Let me ask you this. Was there anything wrong with the weather yesterday?
Well, a couple of days ago when they played the...
No. Was there anything wrong with the weather yesterday? Was there a drop of rain? They had, by all accounts, maybe 1,000 people there, maybe 1,200 last night.
Did they draw when... I wasn't here. Did they draw when they won the World Series?
Only at the end of the playoffs and in the series, of course, and any team would.
Exactly, but during the season, even though they were doing well, they still didn't draw.
That's right.
Well,
that's correct.
I'm thinking that maybe it's the weather, because who wants to go there? And
Let me. You're not listening to me. Let me say it again. Even with the sun shining on the most beautiful day in history, they've had games when there's just a smattering of people there. There's no interest, my friend. Nobody cares.
Did they draw in? I don't know.
Let's go to Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Okay.
Neil, can I tell you
This
about
guy's
my
like
theory?
a stuck record. Did they draw when Jesus was a baby? Did they draw when Wayne got a haircut? Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Get set, ready. Neil, can I talk to you about my theory?
Of what?
Dialectical checks and balance.
I'm listening, sir. I'm waiting for the good stuff.
Okay. If an atom is split, it causes nuclear fission, right?
Nuclear fission, yeah.
Spontaneous combustion.
Fission, yeah.
And you know that the theory of, like with the judicial checks on the legislative.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And the executive checks on the.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's checks and balance, and I put that with my scientific theory along with my religious theory.
Yes.
That one thing happens as a result of another.
Uh-huh.
And I'll bet you when Y2K comes, it's going to be chaos.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want to talk to you about.
Oh, thank God for that. Where's the good stuff? Come on, we don't have a lot of time here. Don't go
okay,
around.
I had an accident. I'd like to talk to you about the old people on the highway. You call me old farts, but excuse for lack of terms. So I was headed north on 36, west rather, on 36.
Yeah, listen, time's up. Okay, let's go to a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Long gone. Okay. I just munged. 567-0560, pound 5. We still got 25 minutes to go here, and I got one call on the board? What the hell's going on here, man? We got everything going here from tobacco to the goddamn stadiums in the wrong place and the weather and the rain in Spain. And did they show up when this? And did they show up when Frankenstein was showing at the movie theater? I mean, this guy's a maniac. 567-0560, pound 560 on the 8. And then we got this guy with a theory of relativity and his accident on Thursday because the old people drive too slow. Just don't drive with your relatives next time, okay, pal? Here's a lady in Miami. Hello. Lady in Miami.
Hey, Neil, don't know how to choke your chicken on the air. Bye.
Okay, thanks. I think that was Screw In. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T. You know who that was? That was what's-his-name's friend. Slipped us to Mickey. By the way, have another one for us, sweetheart. Thank you. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing this morning?
Okay.
I just was wondering if you heard. I was listening to that Paul Harvey broadcast yesterday.
No,
this
I don't
guy
listen
makes
to Paul Harvey, sir. I don't listen to that.
Well, this guy makes a
He's an old fool. I don't listen
remark. Listen to this remark. He closes his broadcast with.
Good
he
day.
says he got a letter from a. Are you there?
Yeah.
He got a letter from a little kid who asked where was God when the kids were getting killed in Columbine High School.
Yeah, we had the same call yesterday, right?
And you know what he answers?
Yeah, God, they
God's
kicked
not
out
allowed
of school.
in school.
Yeah, just like he's not allowed in
So
church
we'll-
in Texas.
exactly.
Okay, we did the same thing yesterday, sir, but thank you. It's a little stale, but nevertheless, the price is right. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. These idiots, man, why don't you just face the music? Nobody cares. Don't you get it? Don't you understand?
No.
Nobody cares about the frickin' goddamn Marlins. There is no interest. Listen to the sports shows on this station, on the WAFN, on any goddamn... Are there any calls about baseball?
No.
Maybe once in a blue moon. Nobody cares about that here. Trying to force feed, like I said yesterday, halava to the Arabs. They don't want it. They're not interested. They don't care. They won't eat it. They don't like it. Period. There's no interest. I mean, championship time, it could be lacrosse. It could be, weenie roast, whatever. If it's a championship thing, this town is the worst in the world as far as jumping on a bandwagon, so that proves nothing. 8 minutes after noon at 560 WQAM. There's a...
Estoy estrangulando el pollo para acá.
Dear penis, I don't think I like you anymore. You used to watch me shave. Now all you do is stare at the floor. Oh, dear penis, I don't like you anymore.
No.
It used to be you and me, a paper towel and a dirty magazine. That's all we needed to get by. Now it seems things have changed, and I think that you're the one to blame, dear penis. I don't like you anymore. He says, dear Rodney, I don't think I like you anymore. 'Cause when you get to drinking, you put me places I've never been before, dear Rodney. I don't like you anymore. Why can't we just get a grip on our man-to-hand relationship? Come to terms with truly how we feel. If we put our heads together, we just stay home forever, dear penis. I think I like you after all. Oh, and Rodney, while you're shaving, shave my balls.
12:14 at 560 WQAM, just 16 minutes away from that big pregame show. By the way, I got a very important and depressing bunch of stuff from Ryan Doherty at the University of Florida in Gainesville over the facts. And if he's listening on the internet, I'm not shining you. I'm going to talk about this stuff tomorrow. But because we got this stupid ball game today, I don't have time to do justice to this today. He's a friend and fraternity brother of one of the kids that got killed over the weekend up there. Because we live in a violent freaking country, man, and because we got a lot of goons and idiots up there and all over the place. Well, I'm just amazed by this lunch. I'm just blown away by how good this is for Macaroni Grill.
Did you have any of those cheese balls?
Not yet. You mean buffalo mozzarella? Don't give me cheese balls. Yeah, we got a pomodoro buffalo mozzarella. And we got sausage con vegetale griglia. Oh, don't you like that Italian? It's pretty bad. No practice. Hey, why don't you go to Italy now, Neil? Go to hell, Neil. Screw you. Okay. Sounds good to me. Here's Miramar. Hello.
What's up, my nigga Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's the deal with Alex Hicks? Now he goes on the waivers. Any team can pick him up?
Uh-huh.
How many days or months?
Oh, I don't know. Who cares? They're hoping he goes bye-bye. You know?
That's what I'm thinking.
They
That's
want to
what I'm
say
thinking.
goodbye.
Hey, PlayStation, which is a video gaming system, came out with NHL 2000 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
For the past couple of years, I usually play Florida's team. And I put Peter Well on my fourth line, as a checking line, and he'd always end up being white. This is the first year that they've actually had a black player in this hockey game.
All right. Great.
Yeah, right. They're making great strides.
No, they're not. That's a bad precedent.
Oh, is it? How is that?
Just they already got all the other sports. Let's keep the our white people.
Yeah, I got you there. Hey, Chris Wells smells not so well. Hey, and can I call somebody a douchebag?
Go ahead.
Andre Nazaroff. Later, Neil.
Okay, see him. Wow. One of our Panther fans. Well, he's a little bit delirious. And by the way, headline in the paper this morning: GM to Dvorak, be more like Bure. It left out the other part where Dvorak said to the general manager, be more like Pat Quinn. Left that part out. Be more like Bure. What an idiotic. Only in the newspapers here where they put some stupid crap in there like that. That would be like Dick Casper saying to Alice Rantel, be more like me, Neil. Be like Neil. Well, he was in some ways. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, although I had always much better taste. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, sir.
All right. I was wondering if I could say hi to somebody.
No. Yeah, call him up. Call him up and say hi, okay? This isn't the goddamn Lonely Hearts Club. He's wondering if he could say hi to somebody. What kind of crap is that, huh? What kind of major league, big ball-busting bunch of crap is that? Sitting here enjoying a wonderful lunch, having a real great pseudo-intellectual conversation with our listeners today about 8 billion different things, none of which we can do anything about. But it sure kills 4 entertaining hours every day. I'll tell you that, right? F&A. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Come on, we got only 13 minutes to go. We got to talk fast. Let's take 600-700 calls here in the last 13 minutes today. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name's Sebastian, Neil. I got some good news for you.
Yes?
I'm an attorney, and a mutual friend has asked me to give you a check. Stan Major.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Did he ever pay you, Neil?
Of course not.
That son of a
bitch. You know how much that $2,000 would be worth today with compounded interest? I could probably retire today.
He probably gave it to Lori before she split.
Okay, thanks for the good news, pal. Dragging back up all the old sad stuff, all that Stan Major stuff. Wow. I might have to play a Stan Major thing here, in a minute. Just for the hell of it. I wonder, is he still alive here? Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. He'll call me again. Don't call me, Stan. I'll call you some year. Not soon. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
This is a first-time caller for Fort Lauderdale.
All right.
Yes, I'm a young black male. I'm about 28 years old. I
yes,
just
sir.
want you to call out the other black listeners. These are supposed to be hard suburbanite black youth between the ages of 18 and 28 who will deny it if they had a pistol put to their head that they don't listen to Neil Rogers. I know at least 15 people who turn off the WEDRs and Hot 105 to listen to you every day. I just need you to tell them to get a pair of balls and
That's
come out
right.
of the closet.
Come out of the closet. Well said, pal.
Okay, and one more thing. I seen you at the Turnpike in Sunrise last night.
Right.
And your Corvette going home, you made my Intrepid look like a rider lawnmower.
Oh, yeah, last night from the track, right.
Yeah. All right, Neil, thanks for your
Have a great day, pal.
All right.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm glad he mentioned that. Coming home from the track last night, I'm going west out there on Sunrise Boulevard, and some of you idiots out there that want to go 90 miles an hour on Sunrise, I'm not impressed. In fact, you know something? I'm only impressed by what assholes you are. And this guy, I'm sure he probably saw some of these idiots too. I pull away from the light. I leave these people in the dust. I'm going, I don't want to say how I'm going, but it's a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. It's late at night, so I'm going maybe 55, 58. Okay, that's too fast, but that's what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they come flying by me. I mean, I've left them 60 car lengths behind, okay? There's nothing to prove anymore. And now they come barrel ass in it, and they go by me like I'm standing still. So if I'm going 58 and they're going by me like I'm standing still, I've got to assume they're going at least 80, maybe 90 on Sunrise Boulevard in a residential neighborhood at night. Not just one. This happens all the time. You're crazy, people. Crazy. Even Britney Spears was never so crazy, although probably had a better boob job. Here's a mobile in North Miami. Hello. Mobile in North Miami.
Yeah, Neil, a couple things.
Yes, sir.
One thing, you wonder why no one wants to talk about the sports or is interested in sports. I just think most of the population is halfway turned off about the professional athlete.
Yes,
attitude.
sir. And none too soon, right?
Does it surprise you at all?
No, not at all.
Shouldn't be making the comments. And we got the thing. You want to talk about politics?
Shouldn't be making what comments?
Well, that you're surprised.
No, I didn't say I was surprised. I'm just stating it as a fact. People don't give a crap, and especially here, about baseball.
No, hell no. Why
and they don't give a crap about hockey.
What contribution into society or into the general public role do they make?
Well, it's okay for a pastime. Everybody's got to have a pastime.
Absolutely.
But when it starts getting to be a real expensive pastime, then screw it.
Yeah, I packed me and my family of 5 off to a football game. I'm going to drop $200.
Got to mortgage a goddamn house, right?
Yeah, exactly. On another thing, on a political side, you see in Puerto Rico with the bombing range down there in Vieques, they want to drop that off, and the Navy should move out of there. We should drop Puerto Rico completely.
Yeah.
You read anything about that? FEMA?
No.
$7 billion for FEMA for the cleanup down there?
No, because we can find some more good terrorists down there, and we love those Puerto Rican terrorists.
And let's let them out. Because
right, we love them. We never met a Puerto Rican terrorist we didn't like.
Was that an opportunity for Bill to do something bad, get the waters cleared, and then Hillary gets to put an opinion on it?
Yeah, well, you know what I say? Screw Hillary. Which he won't, but the never.
I can't do that either. I'm straight. And I
okay, pal.
Hillary.
Have a great day. The Ice Princess. Nobody wants to touch her. No wonder. I'm so tired of her, man. I can see why she's dropping in the pools like a rock. She's just, first of all, talk about the arrogance. I like that term. That's what it is, arrogance. The idea that somehow she's got this coming to her because she's the first lady or the scorned first lady. She's got some business being in the Senate. She doesn't know crap from Shinola, that bitch. In fact, if I lived there, as much as I detest Rudy Giuliani, who's a real good card-carrying Nazi, I'd probably vote for him if I lived in New York instead of that bitch. What a silly person she is. And every issue, at least she's consistent no matter what the issue is, whether it's Jerusalem, whether it's the Puerto Rican terrorists, she flip-flops on everything, that bitch. The only thing she hasn't flip-flopped lately on is Bubba, which, of course, is why he was 22 past noon. In fact, 20 years they haven't done it, so we hear. 20 years he hasn't slept with that bitch. And who can blame him? Anybody in this audience want to touch her?
No.
No. Or him?
No.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. We're just minutes away from the pregame with Boog Shambi, who was in here the other day. He's a shadow of his former self.
Stan Major, now on News Talk Radio 610, WIOD. If you missed the last show, you missed this.
Well, then what the hell is your problem? Kane is in New York, fella.
When he would do a show, I don't want Kane back. I just told you that. But
well, then who do you want? Who do you want? You want Alan Burke?
No, of course not.
You want Joey Reynolds?
No, of course not.
Then what the hell do you want on the air? Silence?
I mean, is that all we have to choose?
What do you... Give me a name.
But is that all we...
Who do you want?
Is that all we have
what
to choose?
What kind of content do you want during 2 to 6?
Here, the next Stan Major Show.
No.
This afternoon at 2 on News Talk Radio 610, WIOD.
All right, brings back some memories, baby. Let's talk about candy bars. How about that Milky Way Dark, huh? Anybody buy a good watch lately? Poor Stan, you know. Stan's basically a pretty good guy, just and I don't want to let that $2,000 break up a good friendship, you know, but it did. By the way, Stan Major, Fat Rich, and I are going to be running naked on the beach to try to, you know, rekindle that friendship. Here's a mobile in Hialeah. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Great.
I used to work at the Macaroni Grill.
Right.
And do you like seafood?
All depends.
There's a dish there. It's called linguine alla pescatora. Ask for it if you like this.
Alla pescatora? Sounds fishy to me.
Yeah, it sure is.
Right,
but
like
even if it's not in the menu, ask for it. They'll make it for you.
Okay.
Also, if you like the scallopini di pollo, which is what it sounded like you had.
Yes, it is. Oh, it's out of this world.
Then ask for the farfalle con pollo sugo bianco. Farfalle con pollo sugo bianco is just as good, probably even better.
Okay.
And also the wine, you can have all the wine you want, you know, the Chianti.
Right.
And just say you had 2 glasses, they'll still make a profit. They wouldn't. they don't care whatever you say, you know. 2 or 3 glasses.
Right.
Take care, Neil.
5 or 10. Okay, arrivederci.
Bye-bye.
Okay, grazie mille. So there we go. That's pretty much going to... Oh, we got a mobile in Kendall real briefly. Hello. Mobile in Kendall.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Great.
This is in regards to the previous caller about Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
We spent billions of dollars on a war on the other side of the country in the name of the democracy, and then as soon as we leave, they continue to kill and maim people. And in regards to Vieques, Puerto Rico is only 100 by 35 miles.
Yeah.
Let's just blow up half the island. And in regards to the terrorists, I'm not for terrorism, and I'm a Puerto Rican. We're not proud of what they did, but there are murderers. They've spent 20 years in jails, and there are murderers that get out in 7 and 8 years.
Yeah, it's a damn good thing they didn't do any pot. Okay, thank you. Whatever you said. Hey, listen, that's going to kick it right in the head, okay? Because, it's not time for that ball game, is it?
The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM Miami, Fort Lauderdale.